Welcome, everybody. It's another episode of the Heelcast. This is the Impact section. Joining me tonight, I got Canadian killer Kyle, who's a little bit abbreviated, but Kyle, how you doing tonight?
Pretty much what you said, my friend.
Oh.
A little bit of the bubbly.
Little bit of the bubbly, huh?
We're not even talking about that company, are we?
No, that was actually already covered in one of the... That was actually covered on one of the other Heelcasts this week with AEW Dude and RVE. Make sure you guys check that out. It was a good episode.
I will. Post me up on all the info, and I will check that shit out, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. So, anyways, this is the Impact Heelcast section. We are going to be talking some news. We're going to be talking about Impact. We're going to talk about a little bit about the future, what we think. Some decent news stories coming out from Impact this week. But first things first, we want to give some shout-outs to some different podcasts. Like I said, check out the Heelcast. There was already an episode this past week. It was kind of covering pretty much everything in the news, but they also went into depth about NWA Power. They did predictions on the Hard Times pay-per-view. They also talked about AEW Dynamite, and they gave their thoughts on the roster and who they want to come in. Much to my dismay, what RVE said. But that's okay, because we got a lot of material tonight that we're going to discuss, and we're going to set the truth. We're going to set the record straight tonight. But yeah, definitely check that episode out. Also want to give a shout out to Total Nonstop Impact Podcast. Want to give a shout out to Larkin and his Max Wrestling Podcast. He's doing so many damn podcasts, it's hard to keep up with him these days. Also want to give a shout out to Andre Corbeil. Check his stuff out, his YouTube page, his website. Check out impactasylum.net. A lot of great Impact content over there, articles, reviews. They'll even post spoilers. Not like I'm going to go in there and look at the spoilers, but they post them there. They even post the Heelcast on their website. So, yeah, impactasylum.net. I think that covers it. So let's get into the news, Kyle. All right?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been watching a lot of wrestling lately, so I'm going to let you steer the ship.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So first news story, let's start off with a follow-up from the Brian Cage stuff that's kind of been going on. It was reported that Brian Cage is a free agent, which is definitely true, but the stuff that wasn't true was one of the dirt sheets claimed that he signed with AEW. Well, pump the brakes on that, because that is not the case, at least as of right now. Brian Cage posted a lengthy video just basically saying his injury, he's got a torn bicep, he could be out anywhere from 2 to 6 months, and then once he's all healed up, he's going to pick which company he's going to sign with. He's got offers from plenty different organizations. So, Kyle, I guess where do you see Brian Cage landing?
I really want him to stay with Impact, because my opinion is that I think that he just should stay there to move up to Brock Lesnar of Impact. Would you agree?
Yeah, he's that dominant. I agree with that, and I also think he should stay with Impact, because Impact needs they need more main eventers, and I feel like he has more to give in Impact, because I don't think his title reign was necessarily great. He was injured quite a bit of it. So I think I would like to see him at least give Impact another 2-year deal, at least to kind of make good. But I also like to see him kind of have some more matches, because he's had some really killer matches over the past year and a half.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that I really want Brian Cage to stay with Impact, because I think he could be a main event star. That guy has got like more than 10 moves in his repertoire. You know what I mean? Like, holy crap! Like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, he's got he's got a lot of different moves. I mean, for a big guy, he's super agile. I don't know if I want to see him go over to AEW. I think he'll just kind of get lost in the shuffle. And
He definitely will, because AEW's got that match rank system going, so I don't think he'll last there.
yeah, and that makes absolutely no sense. Their whole ranking, I don't know what that's doing for them, because in my opinion, AEW doesn't have a clear vision. I feel like AEW is just kind of like, they kind of wing it from week to week. If you notice their booking patterns, it's just, I really don't understand. But you know what? I'm supposed to act like it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. So, anyways, I'll keep it going. Yeah, but Brian Cage, I hope he re-signs with Impact. I don't see him going to NWA. Maybe WWE.
I'm with you, man. Absolutely. Brian Cage, Impact, all the way.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't see him going to Ring of Honor. I mean, I think that would be.
Would you agree that Ring of Honor is a dead organization, or?
I think it could be. I mean, they have been locking some talents down, but
Quite a bit of talent.
yeah, they've been locking the guys that they've signed in the past year. They've locked them down to some deals, and that's good for them because they need it. But
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? Like they have to keep those guys because they lost everybody else, so they have to go and keep these guys. But anyways, I also want to get another news story out there. It was kind of reported. It was kind of like an interview with Dan Maff. Basically, he kind of said why he chose Ring of Honor over Impact. And, well, Dan Maff basically got contract offers from both. Impact did want Dan Maff, but the thing was that Ring of Honor offered him a boatload of money. And keep in mind, this guy's like already over 40 years old. And Impact's like, nah, we're not going to even come close to that ballpark. And then Dan Maff said, yeah, that's fine. At least Impact told him straight up, instead of BSing him. But I think there's a lot of people that claim, oh, Impact doesn't have any money because they didn't offer Dan Maff the same as Ring of Honor. I'm like, well, I just don't think Impact valued Dan Maff the same as Ring of Honor did. I think Ring of Honor is more desperate for talent. That's why they gave Dan Maff that big of a deal.
Well, you said they were losing Brian Cage. Well, potentially you're losing him, right?
It's potential, yeah.
I'm gonna say I hope they're potentially losing him, but at the same time, I'm gonna stick with Impact because Ring of Honor, I like Ring of Honor, I like their style of wrestling and all that, but at the same time, I think they're in the chute. I think that, I've been watching it week to week, and I think that from what I've seen, it's been pretty good, but, PCO is their world champion. I mean, no offense, but, come on, man. What the hell?
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of old, obviously. He's up there in age.
Anyways,
yeah. Well, he's pushing 50s. I think he is 50, if not older. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be people that are going to be saying, well, Impact has a woman as world champ, and that is true. I don't want to go into the whole Tessa thing. We've gone over that already.
I'm a big Tessa Blasher fan, and I'm gonna swear up coming, just letting you guys know, but Tessa Blasher is a good world champion. And anyone who doesn't agree with me can go fuck themselves.
There you go, man. That's the Heelcast. We don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So
fuck you and fuck your fucking goddamn shit because Tessa Blanchard is the heavyweight champion of the world. And obviously they were, they put the title on her because they believed in her enough. So, I mean...
Well,
it speaks for itself.
I mean, Tessa's a star. Let's not get it twisted. She's definitely a star. And like I said, I don't want to get involved in... I mean, I've already spoke my piece on 2 shows about what I feel is Tessa as champion.
Okay.
Yeah, I already spoken. I don't want to get into that rabbit hole again.
No, we're not going to do that.
Yeah. So we're going to keep moving on. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to say that Dan Maff story just because I feel the Impact haters or the Impact trolls are just using that as fire when I believe that Impact just doesn't value a guy who's already.
When you say Impact trolls, I apologize for laughing, but that's just me.
No, that's fine. And I just think like, it gives them fuel for a guy who's already 40 years old. I don't think Impact should have to pay a guy that they don't value that much. And I think it's a good call to not overpay for, a guy that's not going to be that I don't think would be a huge part of what they're going to be doing. So that's kind of what I just wanted to bring that story to the forefront. So let's go to the final news story because I don't think there was too much in the Impact news this week. But the final news story is we've gotten our first talent announcement for TNA No Place Like Home, which is the show April 3rd. It's going to be in Tampa, Florida. And Ken Anderson and D'Lo Brown as Aces and Eights.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
Well, you've already kind of heard my little smaller reply there. I was like, yeah, I love D'Lo Brown. I love Ken Anderson. Awesome. I fuck yeah. Bring it.
Do you think it's interesting that the first, talent that was announced was the Aces and Eights?
Actually, I do think it was, I saw that on my Facebook page today, and I'm thinking, holy shit, they're going to try and bring back the Aces and Eights. And I was like, well, you know what, man, they were a pretty good, faction before, so.
Yeah, I think Aces and Eights started off really hot. I think it kind of fizzled out once they started unmasking, but I think the one cool thing, though, Aces and Eights, they did have a really good story arc to them. Which kind of concluded with the Aces and Eights funeral, which was a really funny segment that TNA did back then. But we got to talk about Ken Anderson and NWA because I think NWA, and I don't want to, for all of you, this is going to be a spoiler, so if you don't want to hear it, don't hear it. But Ken Anderson was basically pulled from NWA, basically. He was pulled, and that kind of leads me to believe that Ken Anderson signed with Impact Wrestling. I think Impact gave him a deal, and I think they're kind of bringing him in with the Aces and Eights. But I think after that, I think my personal opinion, I think he's going to be joining the roster after TNA No Place Like Home.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think so because I think it makes sense why he got pulled in NWA. So I think, Ken Anderson, man, what a great talker. He's a solid wrestler. He is getting up there in age. He's probably 43, 44 right now. But I think the guy still has years left that he can contribute to Impact. And definitely Impact, they need more guys in that upper echelon. So
I have a theory. I don't know if you want to hear it.
Oh, bring it.
Okay, so do you remember on the last episode we were talking about MLW is kind of like the NXT of Impact Wrestling?
Well, yeah, you were saying that because there was speculation that they were going to come to Access, but go ahead.
Okay, so I believe both MLW and NWA are both the NXT of Impact Wrestling. I don't know why I think that, but I just think that.
Well, Billy Corgan absolutely does not want to work with Impact. They have a bad relationship. We don't know what happened. I think what was kind of the trigger to that was Billy Corgan wanted to work with Impact. I don't know what the details of that was, but apparently it didn't go in Billy Corgan's favor. In a press conference, Billy Corgan said he will work with anybody but Impact. So, yeah, so that we must take note of.
I don't know why I think that, but because of CJ Storm and Ken Anderson and the previous guys who worked with Impact Wrestling before, that's why I would think that.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the NWA roster, the average age is like 48 years old, okay? I mean, they got a very old roster. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I don't know what to think of NWA at this point. I mean, they are definitely trying. They have pay-per-views. They got their YouTube show, but they don't have any cable deal or any television deal. So I don't know how long they can, last on that. Maybe the goal is to get on television. I really don't know.
I don't know what their goal is. I think their goal is to have pay-per-view buy rates right now.
Yeah, I think so. And they are getting ticket sales from their Power show.
It's called Hard Times coming up, I believe.
It actually already happened. Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, it just happened.
Actually the pay-per-view was on Friday actually. So I'm not gonna post the results of that. If you guys want to watch it, go feel free. I'm not dissing NWA. I'm just saying they have a really old roster. Some of their booking decisions are very head scratching, but a lot of companies have head scratching decisions.
Right.
But so Ken Anderson though. Ken Anderson coming into Impact, I think it's a solid move, especially since his last time in Impact didn't end so well. He basically got fired for being, I don't know if he was under the influence of some type of drug, but he had a match. Yeah, he had a match against Eric Young. It got pulled off of Impact because apparently, Ken Anderson was not fit. He was.
I'm okay. Like, I'm gonna stop you there. Like, I'm gonna say it's all good and fine when you're doing whatever you're doing out of the ring. But if you're in the ring, you gotta protect your opponent. Would I be wrong to say that?
Oh no, I think Eric Young just absolutely he went ballistic backstage is what the report was because Ken Anderson was so messed up, I guess, during that match. So him and Impact didn't have a good ending, but it's great to see now. But that was under different owners though. Obviously that was Dixie Carter era, so we got D'Amore and Callis now, so they got a new relationship.
I love that duo. I think that duo is gonna run. I don't want to, boost the momentum of it all, but I think they're gonna do a little better than AEW. Dare I say?
Well, I mean, I just think that this is a fresh start for Ken Anderson. I hope this works, and I hope he's contributes to the roster, and I can't wait to see how they're going to bring him in because he's kind of part of a different era, and they're bringing him into a newer era of Impact. So
can't wait. I cannot wait. As a wrestling fan, I cannot wait for him to come back.
I mean, yeah,
he's my favorite.
I mean, look what they did. Look what they did with RVD. I mean, who's to say Mr. Anderson?
Unbelievable what they did with Rob Van Dam.
Right. I mean, who's to say Ken Anderson can't have a new, his character could evolve into something different. We just don't know. So I'm excited. I can't wait to see this. I think I want to get my predictions real quick on the roster, who I think is going to show up at TNA. No Place Like Home. I think Motor City Machine Guns will be there.
Yeah.
I think they're definitely a lock because if you notice, on Impact they showed one of their matches this week. So
Motor City Machine Guns, I would say fluid tag team wrestling. Would you agree?
Oh, definitely. They're one of the best TNA tag teams of all time.
Fluid tag team wrestling. Chris Sabin, all hail Chris Sabin, and Alice Shelley, awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait to see if they are coming in for this match. I can't wait to see.
Not to put a damper on things, but Alice Shelley, I watched a bit of NXT. Was he not on that last show?
He was on NXT. He just came in for a few matches. He's still a free agent. He's doing stuff. Basically, Alex Shelley's doing stuff with a bunch of different companies right now. He has not signed.
Thank God, because I hope he doesn't go back to that shit. I don't want to see him over there. That's probably going to ruin his fucking gimmick, right?
Yeah, no kid. Well, yeah, I mean, it's WWE. They're not. Can you expect any guy in WWE to be booked well that came from a different organization? Probably not. So
I highly doubt that.
Well, he has not signed with anybody. He's a free agent, just kind of doing the whole free agent thing right now.
If I saw Ellie with that. I would be okay with myself.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much the news. Rich Swann going into surgery, so he'll be out for a little bit. That's kind of all we got for the. It was kind of already brought up on the last Heelcast that RVE and AEW dude did, but might want to bring it up that apparently Tessa Blanchard is trying to get dirt on Sienna after Sienna tried to ruin her big moment. So I don't really want to get into that because I don't know if it's true. I don't want to, I'm not going to get into the he said, she said.
Anything you say, I just laugh at it,
Yeah.
So fuck it.
Right. So I'm not going to get into that. It's already been discussed. So if you guys want to hear that take, you check out the.
If you want to hear that, go over to that channel.
Mm-hmm. Or go right. Just listen to the last Heelcast, and So all right. So let's do. I want to do one thing since you said we should bring it up. Let's do the Royal Rumble. What do you think about the Royal Rumble this year? And do you have predictions on who's going to win the women's and men's?
I think the men's Royal Rumble, man, I'm going to go with CM Punk on the men's Royal Rumble. And with the women's Royal Rumble, God, there's so many female athletes. I want to get your take on that.
Who I personally think WWE should go over. I think they should push Braun Strowman to that point. I would like to see Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt build up. I think that could be interesting. I don't want to see Roman Reigns. I don't want to see Seth Rollins win it. That's just so predictable.
Roman Reigns can go to hell.
They just push him so much, and guys like Bobby Lashley are stuck with crappy gimmicks. It's just like, man, they ruined Lashley.
Why are we gonna like Roman Reigns any more than we like him now? And a lot of people don't like Roman Reigns now. So I don't know.
Yeah, I just think that. I don't want to see those two. I'm gonna be watching the pay-per-view tomorrow. I want to see Braun Strowman win it. I wouldn't mind seeing Drew McIntyre win it, I guess. I don't know if WWE will actually go that route, though, knowing them.
You know what? Drew McIntyre would be an awesome pick because, obviously he was Drew Galloway with Impact. But because of that, do you think he wouldn't win?
With WWE, their booking is so bad. It's just they don't have a clear plan. They don't have any direction with their main eventers. It's just awful. And by the time they get to WrestleMania, it's like, who cares anymore, right?
Yeah, I believe that Vince McMahon is. I don't know how old he is, but I believe in my mind that Vince McMahon is only focusing on the XFL, and he doesn't really care about the WWE anymore. But he's just kind of there in the background. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally get that. I just think that with WWE, it seems like the past few years, whoever wins the Rumble, Nakamura. Remember, he won the Rumble and nobody cared. He's an afterthought.
I cared that he won the Rumble, but I was kind of like, why are you gonna turn this guy into a low blow gimmick? All he did was low blows, right?
I just think okay, he's okay with yeah, exactly, the low blow, that was ridiculous, but
oh my god, yeah.
But there's just okay, whoever used to win the Rumble, it used to mean a lot. It used to mean the main event. Now it's not even the main event anymore with the whole damn split brand thing. It's just it's so watered down. It's just unbelievable now, and there's just no plan.
I'm not gonna diss WWE because in my heart I believe that they're trying to do something right. I think that. I don't know who's going to win the Royal Rumble this Sunday or tomorrow night or, as we're recording this. But I think that as we watch it, I look for surprises. I look for the surprise elements. Kane is supposed to be in it and people like that. And I don't know, man. Like, I try not to be so negative on it. It is what it is. Vince McMahon is too old and he doesn't really care anymore.
Yeah, I don't think he does either.
I'm trying to be as positive as I can about it. He's too old. And he's just like, okay, this guy wins the Rumble. You know, like that's just my opinion. But I'm gonna watch it as a fan, and I don't want to know who wins. I'm not gonna look for spoiler alerts. I'm just gonna. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna watch it as a fan. So I hope that whoever wins deserves it. I hope it isn't Roman Reigns. Wink, wink.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm just hoping it's Bray Wyatt, something that's gonna give them a storyline boost.
Bray Wyatt's already the champion.
Oh, I mean, not Bray Wyatt. I'm sorry, Braun Strowman. That's who I think I would like to see win it, but I don't know if they're gonna go that route.
Braun Strowman should win the Royal Rumble. I mean, he's already won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, right? Like, why not give Braun Strowman the belt? Like,
yeah, well, yeah, they haven't done that yet.
he's their monster. What the hell are they doing?
I don't know what they're doing with him. It's a shame, man. It's like I said.
What the hell are we doing?
I honestly, I can't tell you. I don't know what they're doing because they haven't made sense to me in a long ass time. So.
I never got what's your prediction, Matt, on the Royal Rumble tomorrow?
Well, I'm gonna predict. I think they're gonna go probably Braun. I think they might go Drew. They might go Drew, but
I don't think they're gonna go Drew.
It's just too damn. I mean, well, it's got to be Reigns then. It's got to be Roman Reigns.
Seth Rollins.
Oh,
I mean,
gosh.
I know Seth Rollins was their golden boy all year.
That's the thing. You really can't tell. There's no direction though.
No.
So.
But I think that's the way they want it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's good in that way because it's not predictable. But
yeah, we don't know who's gonna win.
I mean,
that's the way they want it.
I mean, it's good in that way because it's not predictable, but at the same time, it's just like, I don't know. It just doesn't appeal. Like, unless it's going to be some actual convincing, storyline.
Okay, here's one off the cuff. Who do you want to see win the Royal Rumble, Matt?
Well, I said Braun Strowman. That's who I want to win.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we know he's not going to win it.
Well, we don't know that officially.
I would like to think that I want him to win it, but he's probably not going to win it.
Well, did AJ Styles ever win the Rumble before? I don't think he has.
He did not.
He's another guy who could maybe win it.
He entered the Royal Rumble number 3, I think, and he kind of had a little standoff with Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I think Reigns, Styles. I think Styles could win it, actually.
Man, if AJ Styles won the Royal Rumble, I would jump out of my seat. If he did, man, because TNA and all that glory that he had before he came to WWE.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens tomorrow. So let's get into the Impact. Let's get into Impact this past week. From first Impact from Mexico in the new year.
Excelente.
Yes. So it comes out. Tessa Blanchard kind of cuts a promo. I thought the promo was it was just okay. Her promo skills still need improving, I think, a little bit. I thought the promo was just okay. She was interrupted by Taya. I don't know what are we getting a Taya versus Tessa feud? I don't know.
For the world title?
That I don't know. It's too hard. It's too early to say. But I don't know if I like that. I don't know. I mean, right now you got Tessa as champ. Like, where do you go with this now? You know what I mean? Like, okay, it's still okay. We saw last week's Impact. It was still Sammy, right? Mm-hmm. So where are we going now? Is the question.
Tessa being a female, thinking, like, Taya came out and interrupted her, then we had Ace Austin come out. Like, all the champions pretty much came out, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that made sense.
You're wondering in the back of your mind, like, who is going to be the contender? It's not going to be Austin because he's already a champion.
I mean, that made a lot of sense that you had Ace Austin kind of come out there and then Trey.
Sure.
Mean, and then Ace.
I don't think he's going to become the contender because he's already a champion.
Well, right. Well, and you also had, Ace Austin kind of made the claim that, hey, at Bound for Glory, I was the one standing on top, and I won the X Division title. So there was
with that ladder match and everything. Yeah, absolutely, he did win the championship, and he's been keeping hold of the title since.
Right.
I don't really know, like, because she's female, and I don't want to say it, like, I think it's going to be Sami Callihan versus Tessa Blanchard again.
Well, I think, yeah, because we got a couple events coming up. We got Sacrifice, we got Lockdown. I mean, there's going to be a lot of times for these guys and gals to get their, to have their match. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a Rebellion. I think this feud will end before we get to Rebellion. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so, absolutely.
Yeah.
So at Rebellion, what do you think the championship match will be?
And that's, that's tough to say. I think, we're going to give our take on Impact as a whole, but I don't really think we had any clear direction as any new feuds really starting. There was some kind of leaking that maybe you could see, but not a lot. I think, we'll get into it. I don't want to jump ahead, but so let's go to
Fair enough.
Let's kind of go to Madison Rayne, Kiera Hogan. They kind of made a deal with Taya. You know what I don't like about this? The last two after pay-per-views, we've had the same storyline. Basically, Rosemary, remember, she made a deal with Taya to get a title shot. Now we got Madison Rayne and Kiera Hogan making deals to get title shots. So I just think they keep recycling a lot of these storylines, and it's just like...
What the hell, why can't they just have matches to become the number one contender?
Well, I don't mind it.
To make a deal? Why do they have to make a deal?
Yeah, I think it's too similar. It's just too similar, and I don't mind it if it happened once, but we're doing it twice now. That's my problem with this. So, but
I don't agree with the fact that why do we have to make a deal? Like, I'm going to make a deal with you, and then I'm going to make a deal with, like, so-and-so to become the number one contender. Next week, we're going to double team on so-and-so, and I'm like, I'm sitting here as a fan, and I'm thinking, like, what the hell am I, like, why?
Well, and then we get Jordynne Grace making a promo and basically just putting herself in the match. Like, how does that make sense?
She never really got a full one-on-one match.
No, you're right, and you're definitely right about that, and she did get screwed by Johnny Bravo. So
I think she needs a full one-on-one match to showcase her skills, and we'll see what happens, in the later stages of it all.
Well, but yeah, not only that though, she had. I mean, I would just like to see, like, okay, maybe Impact management just come out and actually say, like, backstage, like, okay, Jordynne, we saw that you got screwed at Hard to Kill. We'll put you in that triple threat against Madison Rayne and Kiera Hogan. That would make more sense.
I don't think they're going to do that.
No, because they don't have authority figures.
So who would you book as the authority figure? Would it be Don Callis or Scott D'Amore?
Well, the thing is, you've seen the backstage stuff where they do sometimes talk and then sometimes they don't, but they don't do it consistently.
Yeah,
it's not a big issue. It's just a minor pet peeve, but I'd like to see a little consistency there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, anyways, let's go to the first match of the night. It was Moose versus Rhino versus Taurus, I believe. Taurus, they called them. Yep.
Three-way match.
Yep, three-way match. I thought this match was actually pretty good. I love the stuff that Moose was doing. while the match kind of was going on, staying to the outside and just being a freaking pest, you know. So I thought this was pretty funny, and I think Moose definitely should be world champ in 2020 at some point. But the way, Rhino was kind of focused on the match, Moose was just kind of focused on screwing over Rhino. I actually think the result of this match actually made a lot of sense with Taurus going over Moose and Rhino. After Rhino hit the spear, hit the gore on Moose, so.
I could tell you why I think Taurus went over, but that's, if you want to hear it.
Yeah.
So I think Taurus went over because they're in Mexico. Was that? I'm not trying to be prejudiced or anything.
No. You're absolutely right. I mean, they wanted to give the crowd, a little. Yeah. Some of their guys have to win, obviously. So.
That's why I think he went over.
Yeah. No, that's. I mean, that makes sense, but it also makes sense too because Moose and Rhino seem like they're still kind of feuding a little bit.
Right.
So
I think they're going to continue their feud, which is good for Impact Wrestling pay-per-view buy rates.
Yeah, or the Impact, they're probably going to wrestle on Sacrifice or they're going to wrestle on Lockdown. So.
Absolutely.
Yep. Okay, so then after that we had Joey Ryan backstage. He was summoned by Tommy Dreamer in Wrestling Court, and then Joey Ryan's like, nope, not doing this again. I thought that was actually pretty funny. I didn't like a lot of stuff on this episode, but that I did find was actually a pretty nice touch.
Yeah, that was cool, but the rest of the Joey Ryan stuff can go to hell. But...
Well, let's talk about it, because the second match was Joey Ryan versus Maximo. Oh boy.
Gosh.
Yeah, Joey Ryan got the win with the Sweet Tooth music.
Maximo was the guy in the pink.
Yes, another he's another flamboyant character. I mean, you know what? It was comedy, but you know what I'm saying about Joey Ryan. It's yeah, but Joey Ryan gets the win.
Of course.
So here's the one feud that I think might be happening, because right after that match we had RVD and Katie Forbes talk to Gabby Lauren and basically just said RVD was kind of cutting Joey Ryan down because of the whole that is not wrestling, basically RVD says. Yeah, so I think RVD Joey Ryan feud could be happening. What's your take on this?
RVD versus Joey Ryan? I don't really want to comment on that.
No, feel free. I mean, I don't think it's a money feud.
You want an honest opinion?
I mean...
I'm not really a Joey Ryan fan. So,
yeah,
I think that's been established on the other Impact podcast before.
Yeah. No, I totally understand. I just don't know... I mean, yes, it's going to be funny with the outside shenanigans with Katie Forbes. I think that could be funny, but...
like, the shenanigans are fine, but I don't like the whole, like... I really don't want to go into the commentary of it all, but, like, when he pulls the sucker out of his... And that's where I'm going to leave it.
Okay. And we'll leave it right there.
I'm not even going to keep going. That's it.
So our third match of the night was Rosemary versus Havok with Father James Mitchell and Susie. I thought this match was pretty good. I liked the outside stuff, the Susie storyline. This is a nice, slow burn of a story. It's still going on. Rosemary takes the L, though, as Havok drops the tombstone piledriver for the win. What'd you think of this match?
Well, all I have to say is Sue Young equals Susie.
That is true.
That's pretty much, if anyone hasn't figured that out yet, I mean,
yeah,
that's pretty much what it is.
Well, yeah, and Havok, I mean, Rosemary gave a hell, she looked good in this match. Yeah, Havok's a beast. I think I would like to see this feud kind of come to an end soon, because, I mean, it has been going on long. I think we're going to... I think Su Yung will eventually go back to being Su Yung. Susie will eventually go back, and I think she might be in for a face turn. But I actually think Rosemary needs. I think Rosemary needs a reset. I think Rosemary should go heel. As weird as that is, and Su Yung. But I think what's going to happen. Now, I think what's going to happen is we're going to have Rosemary and Su Yung kind of team together.
So you're saying Su Yung is a babyface and Rosemary is a heel?
No, I think they're gonna. I think eventually Su Yung is gonna turn face, and I think we're gonna get like an alliance with Su Yung and Rosemary. But then I think.
You know what, man? I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm bewildered by the whole like the Susie gimmick. I'm like, wow, holy shit! Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm taken away by it. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. And she's dressed up in this white fucking. I don't know. She looks like she got married to somebody and then she died and then.
Well, I think that's what Su Young's whole gimmick is based off of.
Yeah.
The she's always wearing the wedding stuff, you know, but just in a different manner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
What I like to say about Susie is, I want to see more and wow.
Yeah, so I just think that Rosemary needs a reset, and I think that she should turn heel at some point. So
I don't see Rosemary as a heel. I don't know. That's just me, though.
no, she's not a heel now. I'm just saying she should turn heel. You know what I'm saying? Like I think she needs to get an edge to her. Like I think she's kind of stale right now. Like I'm just thinking because
I agree. Yeah, I agree with you.
Rosemary was so over before her injury. I think they need to do something with her character. I don't mind. Like I said, I've been saying on Heelcast in past weeks that Rosemary and Su Yung definitely should team up. But I think after that happens, then I think Rosemary should turn heel.
You know what? I would like to see that, but I don't see it happening. That's just my opinion.
No, I think they're going to keep Rosemary's face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Do we really want to? Do we have anything to say about the Desi Hit Squad with Raj Singh going on a spiritual journey?
I don't know.
Mahabali Shira apparently kind of not taking direction from Gama Singh. I don't know if that's a.
You know what? I think like this is my opinion. I don't watch the spoilers on the. I know the Impact does tapings and everything's been taped pre in advance, but. I think Mahabali Shira, for some reason, walks up to Gama Singh and smacks him in the face. I
think so too. I think he might.
I don't know, man. That's just me.
I think he probably will split up at some point. So that's really
He walks up to him and just says, "You know what? After you, I'm smacking you in the face. I don't care what you think. I'm gonna go for the heavyweight title, and the hell with you, man."
Yeah, I think that's where it's kind of headed. Also, we had a segment with the Rascals in the Treehouse. You know, I mean, they had some crazy stuff. Started hallucinating. The AAA wrestlers show up.
I'm not going to deny anything of what the Rascals do because I am a fan of that stuff.
Well, yeah, well, there you go. That was the segment for you then, but didn't really have much to do. It was just kind of a comedy segment. So then we had Willie Mack versus Rohit Raju for the fourth match. I thought this was okay. It was kind of short match. Willie Mack gets the win, but then Mahabali Shira beats up on Willie Mack after the match. You know, so
it's a classic heel beat the babyface down. You know, like the babyface wins the match, but the heel gets the outcome really at the end of it. Would you say?
Right, exactly. Johnny Swinger actually came to Willie Mack earlier in the night when he was getting interviewed and offered to be his partner, and he actually came out there to help out Willie Mack, but both of them kind of got laid out. So, whatever. It's just kind of there. Willie Mack's the guy that...
I'm with you. I'm with you on that, man. Like, it's just kind of there. It's a match to kill time, I think. Would you say?
Yeah, I think so, because, I mean, Rich Swann getting injured kind of put a damper on things. I just think I think this whole episode was kind of filler to me. Some of it was good. I'm not going to say it was all bad, but...
I'm not trying to talk about WWE, but I watched Monday Night Raw, and I was like, I think I told you this in the previous conversation we had. It felt like a chore, right?
Yeah, I watched
Impact, and it went by like, you know what I mean? Like, wow.
Well, yeah, it's nice that it's only 2 hours. I didn't think it was a chore, but I just thought it was just, some of it was nice, but they're coming off a pay-per-view. They're looking for the new feuds. Nothing's really actually developed too much yet, so... So let's go to, we had the North backstage. El Hijo del Vikingo challenges the reigning tag team champs, the North, to a match next week after the North were celebrating their 2-on-1 victory over Willie Mack at Hard to Kill. So, that was interesting, just kind of keeping the North as heels. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nothing too bad there.
As a fellow Canadian, go North.
I like the North. I'm a huge fan of both of them. I think they're doing a great job.
Alexander and Ethan Page, go North.
Okay, who do you think though is next to challenge the North? That's where the real challenge lies.
I'm gonna say Swan and Mack again, because I don't think they're done with that storyline. I don't know. Would you agree?
I agree, but I think Rich Swann's going to be out for a while, so they're going to have to find somebody.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know if they could get the Motor City Machine Guns or the Wolves or something, but
really, do you think the Motor City Machine Guns? I know they're probably coming back for that TNA special, but
Chris,
come back full time.
I don't know if it's going to be full time. Chris Sabin's been working with Impact though backstage, so he's already been working with them. So. Yeah, I don't think it would be too much of a stretch, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Matt, you're Mr. TNA. I will say that.
We'll see what happens. I mean, it's a long shot, obviously, but
you sir are Mr. TNA. I will give you that.
No, thank you.
You're Mr. TNA.
They're my brand.
You know
Ever.
what, Matt? I appreciate you giving me all the knowledge I know. Like, I wouldn't know this stuff if it wasn't for you, so thank you.
Well, you're welcome. I mean, ever since 2004, they've been my brand, so... okay, so...
For me.
So then we had the main event, which was the tag team main event. It was X Division champion Ace Austin and Knockouts champion Taya Valkyrie versus Trey Miguel and Tessa Blanchard. This was probably the best match of the night. It got time... we had the Ace Austin and Taya Valkyrie win. Johnny Bravo obviously interfered quite a bit. Basically just, they got the win, but with some heel tactics. Ace Austin, I think, has definitely improved. His character's really coming into its own. Taya Valkyrie is obviously, what can you say? Tessa looks kind of shocked at the end. Good match. So Impact, nothing to really write home about. No big, buzz coming out of it, really. It's just kind of, I think next week looks to be better. We got some more. We got that, Knockouts contendership match, and we got the North taking on El Hijo del Vikingo. This week's Impact, I got to say it was like a 6 out of 10, 5.5. I couldn't really give it higher. I just think there was some good stuff, but overall, it was not a great episode for...
I had a lot of fun watching this Impact because, as you know, I'm sure, I watch a lot of other wrestling promotions, and out of every promotion that I've seen, I have to tie Impact with AEW this week.
Yeah, AEW is pretty good. I did see AEW as well. I did watch Dynamite. I have been following...
The Jericho Cruise, wow, amazing. I wish I was there.
Yeah, it was actually a good episode of AEW this past week. I agree with you there. I think they had a good show. I think there was a lot of hype. But, the whole booking with AEW just makes no sense. I still don't get what they did with
Hey, man, I'm laughing for a reason. I think AEW, I think Tony Khan needs to stop smoking pot or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, do you understand? Okay, they're booking Britt Baker to be their top knockout or their top women in their division, and then all of a sudden she's losing all these matches, which makes no sense at all. Now she turns heel. Now she turns heel on not on, but listen to this. But listen to this. Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you why I think they're booking Britt Baker to lose. Do you want to hear this one?
Sure.
Apparently, I'm sure you know this, and everybody else there knows this. Is she not Adam Cole's girlfriend?
She is.
Well, that's probably why she's losing.
It might, maybe, yeah, it's definitely possible. But they turned her.
Just a wild guess.
But they turned her heel on AEW Dark, not even on Dynamite. So, what does that say?
Yeah, I have to watch that. But
yeah. So, anyways, what would you give Impact this week if you had to rate it out of 10?
Well, considering it was kind of after Hard to Kill, 6 out of 10.
Yeah, that's where I give it. It just, it is what it is. I think that Impact's going to really ramp up here in the next few weeks with lockdown and, no place like home.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, so I think it's going to get better.
I cannot wait for every match inside the cage.
Well, I think we're going to get some more talent announcements, too.
If Impact Wrestling needs me to be a Don West, I can do that,
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. Well, yeah, that was pretty much it for this week. Killer Kyle, you got any final comments before we close this thing out?
Everybody knows out there in the internet world that I've been under the influence of a little bit of the bubbly. I apologize for that. I want to come back again, and I promise the next time I come back, I will not be under a little bit of the bubbly.
Yeah, we'll get the show out a little earlier too. We were really both me and you were busy this week, so
yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So, all right. Well, that's gonna do it for this Heelcast.
I hope it's a regular thing. I don't want to say Don Cherry type shit, but I hope it's a regular thing.
Yeah, no, hey, we're 3 weeks going now, so I think this is pretty regular to me, so.
Must have done something, right?
Yeah, exactly. So,
cool, man.
All right, well, okay, so for Kyle, for Hurls, this has been the Heelcast, the Impact section. We'll be back next week to review next week's Impact, and I'm sure we're going to get some more talent announcements for TNA No Place Like Home. To everybody listening, we are out.